Guys, happy Monday. It looks like people are listening to our private conversations again. I'm just talking to you guys like you're my cousins and my friends. And then I look up and the media is very, very mad at me all the time. And I got to tell you, it is getting more intense out there. I think actually it's even going international. Emmanuel Macron, the president of France, I'm pretty sure him and his husband, Brigitte, are going to come for my life because check out this headline all the way from France. Brigitte Macron, la rumeur qui inquiétait l'Élysée. I don't know if I said that good, guys, but what it means, what it translates to is the rumor that worries Élysée. So they.
Oh boy. Anyway, I'll stop sharing that. I don't feel like pausing it every minute. Yeah, so anyway, just hanging out here on a Monday. I kind of got a new setup with my camper. I just realized I could save a lot of space by moving this thing over here, and I did, and it makes it nice for my sitting here watching the internet and stuff right from my bed here where it's comfortable, because I do have these ongoing back problems, although it would be difficult to let me see, I better stop the camera. Looks like I better stop the camera. I don't know if it'll come back. Yeah, my oh, I know one thing I can do. I can change the settings on the camera. Low definition, I think. We'll see if that helps. So I guess I'll be on and off with the camera. I might have to shut it down. We'll see if anybody even comes in. Oh, wow. Is that, what the heck? That's new. Connection is unstable. If you're on Wi-Fi, try plugging into your router. Closer to it. Yeah, I know, bro. I know about my internet. Ooh, what the hell? Shouldn't be on that. Oh, wow. That is weird. I had changed the I got a new modem anyways. I was fooling around with the setting the settings on the router using this motor. So I ended up changing the name, and under the Wi-Fi, the old name is coming up, even though when when you get the menu up, it says the new name. So I don't know if I should try to disconnect this and reconnect. I am, just for grin. I don't know if that changed anything. Yeah, okay. I'm not getting that old name. Okay. Anyway, hopefully the internet will be on. And I don't know if anybody even wants to come in and talk about anything. I just noticed there was no one out there. So I guess I can probably ramble on about a few things while I wait to see if anybody will come in. Oh, 1 second. I got to grab. Where is that? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to get a heads up on my sound and whatnot. I think it's okay if I'm judging correctly. You never know. So let me make up a cigarette while I sit here. Yeah, so, man, it's been hotter than you know what here. Like record highs, almost record. I think it was almost record high temperature. Yeah, I don't know if I actually reached it, but it It's right near there. So, and I'm sure anybody on the eastern side of the U.S. knows what I'm talking about. I saw there was, I think, heat warnings going out for the East Coast. Now that it's, this heat wave's gone through Tennessee, I guess, or in the, whatever. It's a few days here of warm weather. Anyway, hope everybody's hanging in there, doing all right. Feel free to pop in if you want to. Nothing special going on. Right now, I'm just building a cigarette and rambling on a little bit about the weather. I haven't really checked any news today. It was so because it's been so hot. And I took the dog. I usually take the dog out for a couple hours, but every day at least. But I went ahead and went early because it was been so hot. So he could enjoy himself, I guess, and I could enjoy myself without. So I took him out and took him out earlier. So I'm usually out of the camper by this time, but I don't know. I went ahead and turned the AC on, cooled it down, and I went ahead and turned the AC off because it's too loud with trying to do a live stream with the AC on. So, anywho, I got that built. So yeah, I just shifted things around. Yeah, anybody want to come in? There's I guess there's no link. Let me see. I forgot. I was gonna do that. Copy this here, paste, and there. Okay, there should be a link if anybody wants to come in. Hey, Spooky. How do we do this? Look at that. Somebody's checking it out. So, all right. Well, what happened to that cigarette I just rolled? It's in my lap somewhere. Oh, there it is. Get my lighter out of my pocket. My ashtray in a better spot. There we go. And we're off. Yeah, so I just noticed Candace Owens put out a new video on the Macron's wife again. The rumor about her being a trans person. It's pretty wild. So it's pretty a non-interesting thing to talk about, though, really. As far as I'm concerned, anyways. I don't know what you guys think. Pretty crazy, though. Some of the stuff these world leaders get involved with. Like, I don't know. Alex Jones is always bringing up stuff like that. Yeah, anybody is welcome to come in and join the show. We'll have a conversation. You can scream at each other if you want. Treat me bad. So, anyways, probably hang out for maybe 15 or 20 more minutes. See if anybody wants to come in. Trying to think of what else is going on. Yeah, man, this political year is just crazy, man. There's so much going on. Stuff in Ukraine. And it's like so weird that the main, like, all the media, the mainstream news sources are so freaking on board for this for the establishment with their lies. It's just so blatant anymore. It's just crazy. I can't. I, ever since I don't know. I don't know. My eyes have been open probably for a little while, but when the whole mask thing came down, when the COVID thing came down, I was so ashamed of all my countrymen just for bowing to the mask and all that stuff, and the states just locking down, and it just ruined and destroyed all these middle class businesses. It was just craziness. You could like almost hear the suction of the money and capital just being sucked out of the middle class and into Amazon and whatever else conglomerates are running this shit around here. It's amazing. Man, it'd be nice if somehow we could get some of that money back one of these days. Like liquidate Pfizer and split the money between all Americans or something. Criminal bastards. But anyway, the link is in the chat. Anybody wants to come in? I know there's a whole 2 people, according to my counter there. It's like I got 1 bar on my antenna. That's so funny. I don't remember seeing that. That must be like a new feature. Or it might just be because my connection is so low. So hopefully it holds up. Oh, got another listener. Uh-oh, let's see. What's this message here? Wildheart put out a 5-minute live stream today. He's been having liver trouble. Wow, a big surprise there. And been sober for about 2 weeks. You could tell that he was, oh, you could tell, huh? So has he got the fear of God in him or what? Doesn't want to die after all? Yeah, I like the little cigarette there. So, yeah, well, good for him. I wonder. Hold on, I'll see if I can. I don't know if I'm subscribed to him or if I could even find him. Let me see. Wildheart. Oh, Spooky, could you give me a link to that? Is there a link? Yeah, hey Spooky, if you could give me a link to I don't know, can you put a link in there or no? I'll go ahead and okay, 1 second. No, I don't want to ban you. I gotta see how to do that. Hey, Trusty, what's up?
How you doing?
I'm well, thank you. Trying to
yeah.
I was trying to get a hold of this Wildheart video, but trying to get this guy's mods, and I don't know how to do that. Let's see.
Oh yeah, you have to go to the YouTube stream. You can't do it from the StreamYard chat.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Thanks. Your channel. I always have trouble with this for some reason. I can't pull my when I try to. Oh, I guess it's working this time. Okay, let's see. Just waiting for the comments to load. So what's up?
Yeah,
what are you up to?
Actually, on the same note, like right now, I'm waiting on a call back from my doctor's office because I called them today. about potentially getting back into outpatient. So yeah, glad to hear Wildheart's been sober. That's good.
Yeah, right.
I dropped because they were calling me back.
Can I wonder if a standard moderator, is that all you need? Or you need a managing moderator? I'll give you a manager.
No, standard will do.
Standard is fine for sharing links and stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Spooky. I don't know if you got a link. Yeah, that'd be cool. Oh, did you happen to hear the stream or no?
No, I didn't see it either, but I was sleeping pretty well through this morning. So
Yeah, I don't even know what his channel is anymore.
yeah, I don't know if
All the time.
if he's using his old one because he had gotten hit up the copyright troubles on there, so he was using other people's StreamYard accounts, and then he got booted from that.
Right.
So
Right, that like Plastic Jesus. I think it was one of those that had it. Yeah, he was messing around. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, jeez. It's it's hard to watch somebody's life just waste away, in front of you over the couple of years or whatever. It's good to see him maybe get some sense. I hope anyway.
I know. I had my own struggles. I went to rehab for a couple months last year, so like kind of right there in the same boat.
Okay, what is it, alcohol or something else?
Yeah, mainly alcohol.
Yeah, I had a son that had I don't know. I've been through all that. He had a heroin addict or addiction, eventually. I mean, it was just everything, I mean, there was hardly anything he wasn't doing, probably. But
yeah, I'm kind of that same way, but luckily
I'm
allergic to opiates. But other than that, like I sometimes just do whatever's on the table, meth and crack and all that shit.
So, how long have you been sober?
Oh, right now I'm just like working day by day. I've still got like a recovery mindset, but yeah, I'm just struggling like just to kind of maintain functionality right now, which is why I probably just need to go back into treatment. I was trying to do these like online meetings and stuff like that, and it just hasn't been working out. So.
Right. Okay, I got you. So you're at least aware of the issue and trying to control it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I did 12-step. I was in Al-Anon and stuff before I ever used or drank. So I kind of already knew the stuff, but I just, it didn't take. And I'm a rebellious character, so I like to push the limits. So
right.
Take responsibility for that.
Okay, 1 second here. I got the video up now. Thank you, Spooky. Oops, wrong tab. What am I doing here? Okay, I'm just going to share this. All right.
You are live.
Can you hear all right?
Hello. Yeah, just a little update. Yeah, I've been very ill the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm still alive. I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I had a liver scan, and it's not good. No, it's going to be fine. But yeah,
he had a liver scan. In case I talked over that, you guys.
2.5 weeks since the liver scan because it was quite bad. So it's just a short update to let everyone know that I'm alive, and hopefully I'll be back real soon. I'm feeling a lot better. Yeah, that's it. Hopefully I'll be back soon. Talking to you all as usual. Thanks a lot.
That's quick. It looks, yeah, it looks all right, I'd say.
Yeah, short and sweet. Dude, it was hard. Like the first, well, I mean, I had like pretty massive anxiety. Like when I first went into detox, and I did a few live streams last year, and then I was like, I had to. Well, I didn't have my phone when I went into residential treatment for the first week, and so when I came back, um, like it was really nerve wracking to try and get back online again and kind of explain my situation, like because all my senses are just starting to come back to me, and yeah, I was really self conscious about everything, you know.
Right. Well, I thought generally they like you to go into treatment, don't they, after detox? Or, into some kind of...
Well, yeah, they try to push for it. It's not. I mean, it's not required. Like my plan was to go in there and dry out for a week and then go back to work. But they convinced me while I was in there to go through 30 days, and then I ended up staying for 60. So.
Oh wow. Well, as long as you can afford it.
Yeah, I mean, luckily my insurance is good for that over here. So.
And is your work involved?
Yeah, well, I have
to you have to leave your job, or?
Yeah. But in California, it's a medical condition, so they have to give you reasonable accommodations for medical conditions. So.
Right. What part of Cali you live in?
I'm in the Richmond area near San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're not southern. You're not in Southern Cal.
No, North Cal. Yeah.
I had a good friend that lived in Santa Cruz. He lives in Temecula now, but I'd see him up there.
Love of my life lives in Santa Cruz.
I like it there. I love that area. I mean, I used to love San Francisco, man, before all the homeless and everything. Pretty cool place.
Yeah.
I was married to a flight attendant, and she'd have overnights there. So, like, we'd always just, I'd go along with her, and we'd have dinner at a nice restaurant or something. But so it was limited, my exposure. But
yeah, it's still got its charms. But I mean, there's a lot of issues to work out here.
I found it this was like 20 years ago, but to me, it was a lot like New York City, only a lot cleaner. It had that, I don't know, sort of a similar vibe, but, like an international city, I guess.
I've only been to New York once when I was really young, so I don't remember it at all. But I always hear those comparisons. But I still think we have the better weather, for sure. So.
Oh yeah. No doubt. Yeah. No, I grew up in Michigan, and when I was 24, I moved to California, and I don't know. I spent many years there, and I just fell in love with the place, man. I ended up in the desert though, Palm Springs area. So, and that was in the 80s. I mean, it was a whole different place. Yeah. Anyway, California.
That's still like the only place you can find like reasonably affordable housing is like Death Valley.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Like just north of Palm Springs, there's Morongo Valley. It's just a little place, I don't know. It's just, yeah, there's little pockets of places that maybe you could find, find someplace affordable. But my son just moved from there back to Michigan last year. Just the cost of housing is just killing him. But he was he was around, he worked in Malibu, so yeah, I don't know. He had to stay relatively. I mean, he was just in an expensive area. He actually
Yeah,
does
I don't
drug
know.
counseling.
Oh, nice.
He
Yeah, I was
got
thinking about
into
getting into
got
that.
into doing. Yeah, he's pretty good with clients. He's got a real. I mean, I don't know. He's a talker, and he knows his shit. I guess he knows what. Anyway, it's not unhelpful to have had that experience, and then those are the kind of people you're helping with, because all the bullshit and everything. You're right. It's like,
Yeah, you got to be able to actually like relate to the person. Like otherwise, you're not really going to trust them. In my opinion, like
mm-hmm,
you know,
mm-hmm.
uh, it was like I stuck with my last AOD, even though we had issues like with that, um, but I felt I could relate to him, and he was like down to earth enough, so I didn't want to go to another person, despite our issues. But yeah, he would. I'm sitting there in rehab, and the dude's like going on for like 10 minutes, telling me his weed stories from like back in the day, and like surfing and smoking bud on the beach, and I'm just like, this is not helpful for me right now. So, bro.
I lost my heart. I can't think of it. In San Francisco.
But yeah, I'm thinking like maybe I'm not as well traveled as I should be at this point, and I've been thinking about just like jumping ship and leaving state, just to go see what's out there. I can find a job anywhere, right?
I
I've
mean,
got prospects.
if you don't have a job, it's not a bad time to look, or whatever. I mean, whatever. If you're not in a career kind of position, you could find anything, somewhere.
Well, I'm state licensed. Other than that, I've just I got a GED. I've just got a lot of work
But what's the
experience.
license? What's your license
I'm a
in? What's the state license?
I'm a security guard.
Oh,
So I have a
okay.
state
All right. Well,
license.
shit. Yeah. And I mean, a resume is like, get a good, is it the kind of place that will give you a good recommendation letter or whatever? Have you been with them
Yeah,
a while?
so far we're still on good terms. Yeah, I've been with this company for about a year and a half now. And I've been in the industry since
I mean,
2017.
come
So
on. A security job has to be easy to pick up. I mean, it is easy as any job, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, it just depends. Like some states don't require licenses. I can just go in there with my experience, but other ones they're going to require me to just go take a similar test to the one I took here. But it's going to be like specific to the laws in that state.
Do they
And then,
usually
yeah,
do they usually not hire you until you get the license? Because I've had jobs
they can
that kind of
they can do
thing
on the
where they
job
would hire you and give you time to get the license or something.
Yeah, they can do on the job training. I've had that with different companies. I mean, I went and so the course that I took for California, like right off the bat, I took a full 40-hour course before I even applied. So I was already like, but you don't have to do that. Like a lot of companies are able to train you while you work.
I bet not all states even require licensing, right?
Yeah, no, I think most states don't.
Yeah, because it's kind of unusual to hear that. It's funny there. I doubt if I mean you could know these people, but there was back in the Google G Plus days, there was this group of Calvinists that I would always argue, like have debates with or whatever. But it was called the Council of Google Plus. They call themselves. And anyways, it's about, I don't know, man, probably 20 guys overall that was like in this one Discord group, and I would hang out with them and stuff. And I swear about 7 or 8 of those guys were all security guards. it was just like almost like a thing within this group. It just is a kind of great job for a single person that maybe likes to study theology or get on Discord at night, or whatever, and kill time. It was like they'd always be doing their round. Hold on, I got to do my rounds. 1 second, and then they'd be like, whatever, and then they'd be back. It was hilarious.
It can be good for that, but it's also been like problematic for me. So I get on the wrong shift, and then it's just like I go sideways. If I get bored, I just start doing stupid things, and I can't really account for it, like especially if I'm drinking, of course, That's another thing too, like, like if you're, playing your own supervisor, sometimes there's no real accountability there. Like,
I mean, if you're gonna get away with keeping a bottle in your pocket and nobody's at the wiser, it's a temptation when especially if you're bored, right?
Yeah.
But the last thing you want to do is like, okay, so usually I don't know how it is when in your trade or whatever, but sometimes if I don't know what kind of incident could happen at your place, whatever, but if there's like, I'm an electrician, so like if there was being at the city of Phoenix where I last worked, if there was an incident, they would automatically send you down to take a blood sample. Just, automatic if there was, whatever. So I don't know if you'd be subject to anything like that.
We're kind of within like the bubble of almost like law enforcement fraternity. I mean, so it depends on how far it escalates. Like, yeah, if anything gets physical, I mean, they're definitely going to check your toxicity or whatever. But as long as it doesn't go beyond that, I mean, I've had some sketchy situations where the cops kind of, told me to just go over there and we'll take care of this, but it was kind of clear like that I was, probably not in the right, but I had crossed a certain line where it's still fixable. And so we do get a little bit of leeway like that. But people also, especially out here, they'll just go out of their way to fuck with you. So, I mean, there's that aspect to it. But like where I'm at right now, that's it's like a very low risk of incident. If anything happens, basically, I'm just eyes. I'm just a set of eyes. Like the only incident I've had to write up since I've been out here, I'm gonna have to switch off my Bluetooth, is a car fire, and I just called it in to my local fire dispatch, and they took care of it. So it was it was like I'm not hands on in any way with that.
Come on in, Jill. Say that, punk.
I was just talking about you earlier.
Say again.
Oh, I was just talking about Jill earlier, talking to Peter W. And
yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, he's teasing you, and he's ridiculing my open theism with the man God thing. I think.
what is that open theism? Like God is a physical man? Is that what we're talking about?
Well, okay, so I have a particular view of it's just a world, like I call myself a type of panentheist, if you know what that is. It's not pantheism, and it's not classical theism, but it's sort of just the view that God. Okay, so what led me into this direction? Should I take the time to explain? You got a minute?
Yeah.
So what led me into this direction was just thinking about the doctrine of creation ex nihilo, and just because I'm really concerned to hold I want to hold a consistent, reasonable view. At least it's reasonable to me, right? I don't really care that it's not reasonable to someone else. I just have to base things on my own subjective experience and what I think, what I think's best to try to arrive at truth and this and that. But anyway, just so my motivation. So I'm like, but in thinking about this whole, creation from nothing, right? And but okay, prior to that though, there's a famous question. I think it's Leibniz, philosopher. I think he was in the 1500s. He lived in the 1500s. But he came up with this. Maybe it's a statement or whatever, but it's just this idea that I think the statement was something like this: out of nothing, nothing comes, or basically, you don't get something out of nothing. Right. So, I'm trying.
I think that's from Marcus Aurelius.
Okay, well, anyway, it became
But yeah.
At any rate, it became a thing with Leibniz, who was a famous mathematician or whatever, and a Christian guy or whatever. But anyways, so, and to me so to me, that makes sense. You don't get, and I don't think it's any, like, with respect to God, can God, how can God bring something out of nothing? That like, to me, it's just as illogical as those questions about, can God create a rock he can't lift? It's in that category. But people, they just easily accept it. I think, it's just, they just think it's no big deal. God can pull a rabbit out of a hat, if he wants to. He can just create it, he can just speak it, and then and so I would, I was looking into this, I was trying to find some philosopher that would, first of all, recognize the problem, and they are, like Bill Craig, William Craig,
Yeah.
he I listened through some of his, I went and found where he'd be talking about this shit, and I was like, I knew you, like, because I didn't think, like, I was, was waiting to hear a good answer, but he gives no, the only reason they hold it is because it has to be true. You know what I mean? By necessity, they have, if everything else they believe is going to remain and hold, it has to be, it's almost necessarily the case that, because if God is separate, because part of this classical theism, the idea that most Christians hold, because the church early on, like the Catholic Church or whatever, early on in the days of Augustine or whatever, they adopted or went with the classical theist model that was, basically Platonism Christianized, the Neoplatonists of the day. And so, like, and you can research it, and Augustine was a big fan of Plato and all this stuff, like, to the point where he says that he didn't even understand the Bible. He didn't even understand the Bible until I think it was Ambrose kind of showed him how if you look at God through this classical model, which this is where you get all these ideas about God, his ineffability, it kind of starts with simplicity, the doctrine of simplicity. Hold on one second. So unicorns and fairies and leprechauns and Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot can exist because God. Yeah, I don't know if that was something that, from what I said.
Well, I think, so, and what you're alluding to is like it can't be something that exists outside of the bounds of the constraints of what we call reality, right? Like the whole, I don't know if you've heard like the Texas argument, like the special place of existence, like where God is outside of regular existence or whatever.
Are you talking about Serb, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm just trying to explain how I get to this argument about this onto my view, what my view is, as opposed to, what most Christians think, right? So anyways, so let me just, okay, so basically I have this fundamental disagreement with, okay, and okay, a lot of this is tied to Jesus, the man Jesus, and what the Bible says about him. And because of this, it's because of classical theism and the idea that the divine and the human can never mix, right? Because there's the, by the nature of things, it can't happen, right? God, the nature of God is nothing like man's nature on this model, right? Man is not God and vice versa. Anyways, I don't think that's what the Bible teaches, though. So, but anyways, so there's different reasons that, because they come up with this hypostatic union doctrine about Jesus, that because they know the Bible teaches he's a man. He's got to be a man, and he's not a Superman either. He's a man like us. That's the whole point. And so they have trouble with those texts that kind of point out the strict humanity of Jesus, and so that they'll say, yeah, we believe Jesus was fully human, and then they'll say he was fully divine as well, right? But they say he had two natures. Now, first of all, when did you ever have a thing, like a person, that has two natures? Like a thing, I'm going to argue, and it's only because it's all fucked up. I mean, they have a bad starting point, and it causes these kind of issues. But a thing has a nature, okay? A nature describes everything about the thing, right? So you don't get to, like, I'm just saying they're cheating by even introducing this idea like that a thing could have two natures. Does that make sense? What do you think of my at least my reasoning so far against this doctrine?
Well, I think it's complicated because I think it's all like in the nature of the thing, right? But when we're talking about people, we kind of are divided in our nature, in our minds. And so that's actually not really unusual, like when you think about the way that people really behave and like say one thing and do another.
Yeah, but that's true of all humans, even Jesus, right? That's my argument is, look, whatever we experience, that was the limitations that he took on when he decided to become a man. And it's, anyway, so part of my view actually, involves the image of God. So, like, anyway, my panentheism basically is the idea that no, God didn't create the world out of nothing. And one of the key verses that I ran across while I was thinking about all this, because I was like, I'm trying to see what kind of model of the whole universe does the Bible paint, if I can find out, like, what did the authors say about it? Anyways, if you look in the Psalms, Psalm 90 is a psalm of Moses, at least that's who's it's been accredited to, right? So he opens up the psalm, and anyway, I won't botch it, but basically he says he indicates Moses uses the picture of God birthing the universe in, like a birth, an analogy, right? So if you look at a mother, okay, so here's the mother that's pregnant. Okay, so God is in an analogy, like a pregnant mother. Okay, and then like a mother births the child. Now the child is definitely shares the nature of the mother, but the child is not the mother. There's a complete different person, right? Once the birth occurs, there's a separate. So that's like the clearest analogy I can get to, like, and then so I and what this entails is that God is actually a temporal being that has always existed in space. And my view of time is that time is just a perception. It's like there's no such thing as time, really. It's just we perceive moments past, progressing, right? We perceive moments of change, basically, is what what appears to us as time. And so I'm a presentist. So I believe only the present exists at any moment, kind of that idea. The past doesn't exist any longer. We remember it. There's relics, all that stuff, but there is no future. And this is part, this is kind of goes with my open theism. So, I don't believe there is a future for God to know, especially since we're all free. And I don't believe God determined everything, like Jill might think, Yeah, afterbirth, right, St. Tommy? Let me see.
So free will for sure. So
yeah,
the one thing that stands out to me with like the image of God like being a woman who births something that's kind of like itself, well, that would paint the image then of God as like another complete universe, right?
Well, not necessarily. Like on my view, okay, so I was starting to get to this, but so God is a temporal being. He's always existed in space and time. And my view is that it wasn't until he created, in other words, a change occurred from his eternal existence just with himself, until he decides to create. And that would be the start of time, quote unquote, as we know it, as the perception of moments of change, kind of thing. Okay, that's a little aside there, but yeah, so okay, so what that means is that God is, the nature of God is, okay, and this just gets into the difference. Okay, so I want to get into what God is made of, what kind of stuff, because if he's temporal, he exists. And okay, so then I'll go to the Bible and just understand that God is a spirit. So he exists as a spirit, in a spirit form. And we know that spirits are invisible. Like that's the language of the Bible, visible and invisible, not immaterial. That would be more like a Greek term or part of that classical theism. The Bible doesn't really use these kind of terms very often. Like, Paul uses immortal, but like all these kind of terms we use for God in the church today, like I'm trying to think of some of them, like omnipotent, like all the omnis and then the m's, the I am words. A lot of these are really tied to the classical theism. But anyways, on my model, God does exist temporally. So he exists in a spirit form. And then like I see Jesus talking to people about his Father, and he says, you've not seen him at any time, and you do not know his form. Okay, so that indicates to me, by Jesus' use of the word form, that in my mind, that is the idea of a limit to God. He doesn't fill all space. Like he doesn't have to. I guess he can. You know, like whatever, however large he is in his form is as large as what anything could be on my model. Does that make sense? Like, imagine a big amoeba or something, you know, a spiritual amoeba, but it's got boundaries, right? And in that sense, because it has boundaries, it can birth out something. If it wanted to, it could be outside of itself, you know, in every sense, maybe, you know. But anyways, the idea is that, first of all, this idea overcomes this, to me, unreasonable view of creation from nothing. You know, that's like a non-starter. I mean, that's weird. So we have God issuing out of his own, you know, so maybe this spiritual stuff, and we know something about this, at least these spiritual, we know something about spiritual beings like angels and stuff. First of all, we know that angels aren't always visible. Sometimes they're invisible. So what does that tell you about the nature of God's stuff that he's made of? It can either be visible or invisible. And so what about humans? Are they visible or invisible? Well, humans are visible. So, but Jesus became a human being. So we know the spiritual can become a human, basically. So anyway, it's all, you know, so I think Jesus, the man in God's mind, I believe, looking, you know, thinking about the man that, or you know, this human being that would be issued forth, you know, the model of what we look like. I believe Jesus, you know, representing the first human being, is the prototypical man after which Adam was actually created. So that's how Adam was created, in the image of God, because, you know, the word that became flesh in God's mind was the original man. You know, understand, like in the GM, you know, engineer shop, they would create the first model of a car, you know, out of clay, and that would be a prototype of, after which, you know, all of them would be based. That idea. Okay, so I just want to be clear on, you know, so a lot of biblical stuff comes together because, you know, I don't accept this doctrine of creation ex nihilo. And so that what that means is also human beings are divine in nature. So there's no problem with all the texts in the Bible that talk about the divinity of Jesus, because there's certainly a lot of texts that talk about the divinity of man themselves, especially in Acts 17. If you go through that entire chapter, you know, how Paul argues about God and man and his offspring. He calls us, you know, or Paul says we're the offspring of God. You know, he uses that word offspring, which, you know, again, so that doesn't put a picture of creation from nothing in your mind. Offspring, no, that we're more like a chip off the old block than created out of nothing. So anyway, I kind of done with that. But that, so I'm a panentheist, which means, you know, I believe that there's God and the world, but, you know, they both, in a, you know, I'd have to say, you know, I wouldn't say the world is eternal, but, you know, it has an eternal foundation because it's made from the same stuff God is, who's always been. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, I get you.
Because I think he created at a point in time. Yeah. So I don't know. Oh, sorry, Saint. I've been
okay.
Sorry, Saint Tommy. I hope you weren't waiting very long. I didn't hear the blip.
I know you were being so explicit with your understanding of Almighty God. Yeah.
I just had my eyes closed and I was rambling. You heard me.
Okay,
well, I'm glad you're here, so it'll liven up the conversation.
Thank you. I have a question. Is there a reason I don't have a wrench? You're not holding a grudge, are you?
No, I just needed to give Spooky a wrench. I'll give you one. Let me. I have to get out of here and into YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay. Go
That's all.
ahead. I'll
I was
fix
just
that.
wanting to make sure. I was just wanting to make sure I hadn't pissed you off or something. You know.
Say, Tommy,
Plus,
shut up.
plus YouTube censors if you don't have a wrench. You know. I know you're a loyal type. I know you are. I know.
And I'm getting to
You
it.
just
Let's see.
you just hurry the fuck up.
I was just glad that this thing is going out tonight. The skies are clear. It's been hot, but it looks like at least I'm getting a signal.
Oh, good. The wrath of God is passing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Could be a blessing.
Yeah.
Although I'm not being, I'm not feeling the blessing part. Okay, St. Tommy. Oops. Okay, you should have a wrench, bro.
Okay.
Anybody else want a wrench? Looks like I already gave Brojo a wrench.
Oh, there it is. I'm wrenched up. I feel protected and
now
I
you're
feel
a true
precious.
mechanic.
I feel special. I feel commissioned and powerful. Yep, and
I don't know.
trusted.
Your wrench isn't coming up on the StreamYard yet, I guess.
Well, I've got it.
Maybe you have to do a new post. Yeah. Oh, there it is. There's your wrench. Look at that.
All right.
All right. So what's new with you?
Oh, everything. I went to Dollar Tree and got some Dutch cleaner, and I have the cleanest toilet in my small town. Yep. Isn't that exciting?
Did I ever clean your bathroom up or no? It seems like I have a memory of doing that or something.
Fuck no.
Yeah, I probably didn't want to touch anything in there.
It wasn't that bad, was it? Jeez. Although that shower curtain.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't below my standards. So.
Right, that shower curtain was a little rough, if I remember, but that's okay. I got a new one.
Well, it was the part where you said the hot water was so little that we had to shower together. That was the troublesome part.
I know, man, and you hogged all the soap. It was just terrible.
Man, I hate cold water.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like a teenager, we lived in a fifth wheel trailer for a while, and you could get no hot water in there. It was terrible.
Well, I'm in a camper right now, so yeah, I have thankfully I don't have a large body to wet and shower and everything, but so I just put it on a kind of a drip, and I don't know, I can shower for about 20 minutes with hot water. I just take it easy, which I might do in the wintertime,
Yeah, I try and take a shower. I try and take a shower at least once a winter. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't sweat a lot, and I can go several days without even beginning to stink or whatever. So, but yeah, I usually every 2 or 3 days I'll make I'll shower.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone some time. Well, I've done some time being homeless and stuff, but I live in a house now, so I try to shower daily whenever I can.
You kind of, you do appreciate it more if you've been homeless, that's for sure, or been, in a position where it's, rough living out of a car or some shit. Yeah, so. It's not bad
sure.
if you got some money, it's okay living out of a car, ain't that, you know what I mean? But it's when you can't like pull in somewhere and get a shower, when you want, or that, I don't know, probably anyone who's lived out of their car or whatever knows it's no fun. But, right, Saint?
That's what I hear.
I know. I don't think you ever lived out of a car, did you?
For a night or two, which I guess would qualify.
I mean, everybody's had to do that.
Yeah.
While they're maybe traveling or something.
When I was at my real bottom several years ago, my ex and I, we lived out of vehicles for almost 3 years straight. It was we just went one vehicle to another, and never got our shit together. She stayed homeless until she passed away.
Oh wow!
Yeah, she passed away in February, and but yeah, she never got back on her feet. Like pretty rough.
So, what do you think, St. Tommy? Did God create the world out of nothing, or did He birth it into reality?
I think it's probably of Him. So I would choose option B, the birth method.
Yeah, I mean, you just alluded to, there's several verses that, all things are of Him, by Him, and through Him. I mean, it hardly leaves any other option of, by, and through.
I'm not ready to accept worship yet, though. I think there's a distinct
as
difference.
A divine being, you mean? Yeah.
If indeed I am a new creation in Christ Jesus, which I do believe that I am, I don't think it's appropriate that I accept the worship. So don't be getting on your knees.
Any of those peeps out there that accuse you of illegitimately burying that title you took to yourself can go fucking pound sand.
It's biblical. It's biblical. All the Bible, or a Bible, says that all who hold belief or have ever held belief, even if you currently have brain damage or ate too much lead-based paint chips or whatever, too many Grateful Dead shows, anyone who is a believer is a new creation in Christ Jesus and indwelt with the Holy Spirit. Even Brother
Does that mean you can call him a saint?
I guess. I mean, if they wouldn't, break down and cry or throw a tantrum or something, it's
be a saint though.
It's a delicate thing. It's a delicate thing to tell a man that he's righteous in Christ Jesus. It's a delicate matter.
Yeah, not everybody can receive it.
Yeah, it's controversial. How could it be? How could it be?
Don't you have to be martyred to be a saint?
According to some, but shit, little popes are a dime a dozen. Who's got time to wait, for a coronation, shit.
So,
but I think the Apostle Paul wrote some letters to some believers and saints at Corinth or somewhere. Yeah.
So, St. Tommy, are you watching the screen?
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah.
Can you see me?
I see your
okay,
blessed
so
countenance.
Okay, so if you remember my camper, where that pillow is, the Bluntzilla pillow, that would be the corner, like once you walked into the door to your immediate left, you know, that's the front wall, and you know, back by the where the bed was, right? So I'm sitting where the old bed was. Okay, so there's the window, whatever, but and then there's the door. So this is I don't know if you can make
Nice.
that out. Oh, let me highlight my screen, I guess.
Looks
I can
palatial.
do that. Yeah, so here's my foot. But I tore everything, you know, to the right there where that plywood was. That was a refrigerator unit was there, you know. Okay, so in
Right.
that corner now, that's my washer. That's a washer dryer unit. That thing looks like a washing machine. And then on the very left is a little galley kitchen, right? Like it's a, you know, there's a refrigerator right there on the very left. You can maybe see it. It's all black. Okay, and on the other side of the refrigerator, there's like a 25-inch full stainless sink that's like 20 by 25, and it's like 10 inches deep, right? It's nice.
Nice.
And then next to that is
you could almost get your
a little
butt
bit
in
of
there.
a little bit of cabinet area. I got a furnace. My little furnace is right there. But then I have two 18-inch cabinets from IKEA, you know, full cabinets. And then I have behind that tile there, and to the left is the range where the, you know, the original cooktop oven, you know. And yeah, so
Right.
with all that
Very
in
nice.
place, there's a lot of room. There's still a lot of room. So what I'm going to do is, I mean, I'm still doing stuff. I'm going to build a little wall to make a doorway into this place. One thing, I don't know if you can see it, but I took the door off the bathroom. Just, you know, with the bed sticking out there, it's just kind of a hassle. So, but my plan is to build a wall at the foot of the bed with a little jog, and then over where the edge of that refrigerator is there. And then I'll have a doorway that walks, you know, to walk into this place. And I think I'm going to put, you know, those hanging bamboo strings, or I'm sure you've seen them. They can show artwork or whatever, or they can just be plain colored or something. You know, if people put them in a doorway, you can just walk through them. You know what I'm talking about, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
So that's my plan for this. So.
Very nice. Very nice.
I just know you've been in, you know, you've seen the camper, so you know what I'm talking about.
Cool. You didn't throw that bathroom door out, do you? You still have it tucked away?
Oh yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Oh, good, good. Yeah, Japanese room dividers. Yeah. Something you could pop in or pop out, you know, for when you have guests. Yeah, that kind of thing.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to worry about the privacy. I mean, there's a little bit of a privacy issue, but I mean, two adults can handle, you know.
Somebody can step outside for a minute, no big deal. Yeah.
So I have quite a bit of room on the other side of this bed, at the end of this bed, and then between there and the doorway on the right side there too. So I'm going to build a little, I don't know. I'm going to build, you know, the wall. Once I get the wall up, I'll be able to put a nice TV on this bedroom side, you know, and I'll connect that to my internet and stuff, have connectivity if I want to or whatever. But that would be kind of cool. But,
yeah,
you know, I want to set it up so maybe one day if I ever get hooked up with some woman or whatever, if that happens, this could be in shape to rent out, you know, somebody. At least, you know what I mean, as like a nice little studio apartment. It's only really comfortable for one person. I mean, it would be cramped even with a woman, even, you know, just two people. Adding another woman would be, but I would do it if she wanted. If she could stand it, I'd put up with a little crowdedness. Let me change my screen here. if I just have to do this. Did we lose Spooky Bad Hair?
Was that Spooky? Okay.
No, that wasn't Spooky Bad Hair. That was
8-Man.
yeah. Dang. Thought for a minute there we might get some more people in here, like Jill or Brojo. I know Brojo said so Brojo's all going to church the last couple of days. Did you see that? Went to
No,
a
I
church
missed
barbecue
that.
for Father's Day. Yeah, and today he says you can see what he said right there. So now he's going bowling with the church folk.
All right. Hanging out with the elect. All right.
And I don't know what this was about, actually. Well, I guess it was. I mean, if any of those things exist, they would exist because of God. I would agree, but I don't believe in those things existing, really. I mean, I haven't seen any evidence. Have you?
What things?
Oh, this list that Brojo put up on the screen: unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, Loch Ness monster, and Bigfoot can exist because God, he says.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to say God couldn't form some of those things. I mean, I don't know that he has.
I don't know. I'm still Bigfoot. I don't know what's going on with all that. I don't know, but I know this, that I can't contest the way God reveals himself to another man. You know, that's pointless. God reveals himself to who he wants, when he wants, how he wants, and just because somebody else is more semi-retarded or less semi-retarded than I am, you know, what good does it do for me to contest it? You know, so I've kind of made peace with other people's understanding of God, you know.
So I did.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. I just real quick. Trusty Ape did leave a message in the private chat. I just neglected to look at it to say thanks for having. And so thanks for coming in, Trusty. I appreciate it.
That was
if you're
sweet
still out
of
there.
him. Yeah.
Go ahead, Saint.
Not just a pout quit. That was sweet of him. Yeah.
Are you still smoking?
Yeah, I quit for 5.5 months. I was depressed, so I quit smoking, and then I got depressed, and I started back. So I don't know what the gig is, you know.
I'm going to build me another one. I smoke a lot less rolling my own.
Yeah, I know. It is a lot better. I'm convinced.
And I smoke organic tobacco, 100% organic.
It's all organic, isn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, chemical free or something?
I think, yeah, nothing added.
Right. How much? Where do you get that at? A tobacco store?
Yeah. It's American Spirit has an organic blend.
Oh, okay.
It's a little, I mean, it's a lot, you know, it's pricey compared to the, you know, all the bags on the wall that you can choose from.
4 Aces and Gambler and
all that
Smoker's
shit,
Choice. Yeah.
That's the way to go, though, if you're on a budget. That's for sure. And you need
No
to, you know,
kidding.
you don't want to
$10 a
give
pack.
habit.
Now, you used to smoke Marlboro Lights, is that right?
Marlboro Reds, I smoke.
Oh, okay.
Red 72s actually is. I smoked Red 72s. They were the short ones. So
Oh, okay. That's in the box.
the little box, yeah, flip box.
Mhm. I remember you cold cocking that homeless fella, you know. You pitching that pack of
Man, that
smoke.
was I got I was just trying to be a good guy
You're
and
a
give him a
generous
pack of
man.
cigarettes.
You're a generous man, you know. You'd have gotten it. You almost got it in your shirt pocket. You know, it was pretty close.
Well, yeah, I could have dropped. It might have dropped in his lap after it hit him in the head.
Right. I don't think it hit him. I don't think it hit him, but I'll let
It hit him. It hit him like right around the eye somewhere.
Damn.
I was right there. I was.
I know
Right
you were in
by
the.
me. Oh my God. I wonder if that guy. I mean, that's a story that guy would tell himself. About the time
Right.
dude gave him a pack of cigarettes. He probably speaks well of me, but he probably laughs now about the getting hit in the head, in the eye.
All of a sudden, I was sitting there, and God pitched it. Bam!
Yeah, right from
Didn't
the
see it
sky.
coming. I know. I didn't
I
see
just-
it coming. I
just asked him.
You know?
I just asked him for a cigarette, man. Just one cigarette. Bam! Fucker gave me a whole
That's
pack.
how the Holy Spirit works. He'll send some rascal like Ironic along, and
All right. Exactly.
bam.
Well, that's how. You're right about that.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Oh, it was just a coincidence. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. God set it up, man. It was a setup.
Yeah, there's some pretty interesting coincidences that happen.
Yeah, I've seen some coincidences associated with God. They've been compelling.
All right.
Welcome to the top of the hour.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you in the Eastern time zone?
I am. I'm in the very edge of it. So I love where I'm at because it's still like bright and sunny where I'm at. And I'm sure it's getting a little darker where you're at, right? What time is it? 6 o'clock? No, you're still light.
Yeah.
Anyways, there's within the time zone, it makes a big difference if you're in the very eastern part or compared to the very western part. You're several hours away from each other by car.
I noticed this when I went to Florida. I noticed that the sun sets and disappears much quicker than it does farther north.
Where you're at.
Or in New York or something. That the sun just says it'll hit the water and, over the Gulf, and then bloop, you can see it go down. It was notably faster than
I do remember the west, the Pacific side or Hawaiian even sunsets lasting a long time while you wait, slowly goes down, that is that what you're talking about compared to in Florida or something, watching it go down, it seems to go faster.
I surmised that it had something to do with longitude and or latitude, one or the other, whichever one's horizontal. It had something to do with longitude, I figured.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And which confirmed to me that the Earth probably is not flat. It was one of those small things.
Right.
I'm a globetard, I admit it. Shit.
Yeah, I'm a baller.
Yeah. I heard a new wind of doctrine coming through the neighborhood. It was about giants. Giants. Did you know that San Francisco was pre-built before the Cowboys ever got there, or
You
Cortez or
gotta be
whoever.
kidding me.
That's what the skinny is, bruh. That's what the skinny is. That all these
Is that a new
buildings,
scientific discovery?
yeah, all those buildings in Washington D.C., you know, with the big columns and all pre-built, you know, pre-built giants.
That probably accounts for all those buildings back in Greece back in the day and all that stuff.
Exactly. And
No
you know
wonder. And who was
they
it that
have
built these?
they have tall doors, you know, ones like the Reichstag, you know, tall doors, very tall
Exactly.
doors.
Like who would need doors like that? I mean, except large.
Unless you were 12 foot tall, exactly, or 15 foot tall. I mean, it's proof, you know.
I mean, you know, people don't generally just waste material like that.
No, that's a key. That's a key tenet of engineering is, you know, not to be wasteful. You know, architecture maybe might take some. Yeah, well, we won't talk about that. But engineering, yeah, you're not going to waste door space. Hell no. But yeah,
I don't know.
that was.
I'm gonna take a minute just to pin that link in the outside chat. Okay, same time. Go ahead.
Oh, good.
We can still talk. I just want to let you know.
Get some more victims in here. Yeah, fellowship victims.
Exactly.
Maybe Jill will come
watching.
in and maybe Jill will come in and talk about his total depravity. That boy is naughty. He's been doing things, you know. I don't know.
He's probably got something to confess. Think he's got anything to confess?
He probably does, but he'd never do it, you know. He never confess, you know.
Well, he might confess to confessing to God. I don't know.
Yeah. Men don't champion total depravity for nothing, you know. It's because they have some experience with depravity. That's why.
All right,
we got giggling at him. He went to the titty bar or something. I don't know what he's been doing, lingering so long in the bathroom or whatever.
But yeah, he's doing more than just shaking off the excess in that.
I guess. I don't know. God knows. God knows.
So you're gonna come in, Jill? I pinned the link. If anybody out there,
Jill don't want to talk about his total depravity. He don't want to talk about it. He just wants to push the doctrine, the dogma. Yeah.
Is that well? Yeah. Probably,
I won't ask you any personal questions. It'll be all right.
Well, Jill, we should ask him personal questions, and we don't have to talk about his religion.
His dogma. I suspect Jill may be part white.
So you remember the guy that had the apple pie moonshine? I think it was apple pie, or at least it was apple.
Yeah. I do. His name was Tony.
When's the last time you seen Tony?
Probably. I don't know. It's been a couple of years, 3-4 years.
Is that a thing that happens? I mean, you might roll up there one day and like it was, you know. What's up, Tommy?
No, it's
Is there a reason?
In part, I think. In part, he wanted to buy an antique, and I kind of, once he came over to buy it, I kind of hedged on it and gave him an alternative antique, and he bought it anyway. And it wasn't a bad deal, but it wasn't the one that he bargained for.
He wanted.
Yeah, but I gave him some extra stuff. Uh, some extra stuff, but it's still, I, even with the extra stuff, which is pretty cool, it's still, I kind of, I kind of jinxed him a little bit, on the deal.
So it's something that might sit
And
in a person's craw.
well, I don't think he holds it against me. He didn't give a shit, but nonetheless, and I don't know. I've known him a long time, but I hadn't seen him but maybe a half a dozen times in the last 30 years since
I thought I might get an
1990.
update on that crazy family or his daughter, the one granddaughter or something, whatever.
Yeah, the one
His
with the
daughter
titties
or
hanging out.
granddaughter.
I
I don't
can't
know. It was like
remember.
a pretty blonde girl or something.
She had
She had a
one of
little one.
them. Yeah, one had a little one that had restless leg syndrome, whatever that is. And but then one had a baby. I guess it was the same girl. And I got to bless that baby. I like that very much.
Oh, okay.
Eighth day blessing, and everybody was pleased, I
Well,
seized
that's
the
the one I think
opportunity.
that's the kid I seen, only grown up a little bit.
Oh, okay.
She
Okay.
just had a little, I remember the little kid, just a little
Uh-huh.
toddler.
Uh-huh. Toddler.
And they had a big chain. I think they had put the dog on.
Yeah, I know. It's some smelly ass pit bull or something, yeah.
And then there was like the matriarch of the family or some shit. Wasn't there or was that his wife or I don't know.
I'm not sure. His wife got killed in a auto accident a couple of years before we went around there.
It seems like I remember an older woman that, would have been
Yeah.
like,
Uh-huh. I think she was a temporary mistress. I think.
oh, okay, maybe. All right. Huh. Yeah, man. This is,
Uh-oh. Testing. Testing. Ironic, are you there? Space probe to Houston. Space probe to Houston. Come in, Houston. Space probe to Houston. It'll be 10 minutes before he figures out he's froze up. The Lord Jesus Christ was crucified, buried, and rose from the dead on the third day. He did it for our justification. He did it for the forgiveness of sin. May we continue to embrace repentance, which is a gift of God. Yeah. Yeah. Put away them dead works. Them dead works trying to earn yourself forgiveness. Yeah, put away that false repentance. Whooping yourself, condemning yourself. You think that's going to ingratiate you to God, eh? Whooping yourself? Not going to help. But it might be comforting. Poor irony. He's lost control. That's right. All right. Well,
I don't know if I'm back. I'm gonna
You're
turn my
black.
camera off.
you're back.
Yeah, I got a message on my screen about YouTube having some issues with the
Uh-huh.
live streams right now. So I don't know if it was that or I went ahead and rebooted my modem just in case. So, anyways.
Oh, good.
But I'll keep my
Reboot
camera
yourself.
off just to save some bad bandwidth, I guess.
Reboot yourself.
So were you
Reboot
in any
yourself.
other hangouts today?
No.
Were
I
you over at
spoke
Ace?
with
Were you hanging out at Aces?
Yeah. I went and spoke with Ace earlier. Yeah, he suffers me. Yeah, he's nice to me. Puts up with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I like Ace. I mean, I think Ace seems like a nice guy, nice enough guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I give him a rash of shit,
Gotta work.
which is part of my job, I guess. Not all shit.
I
I try
mean,
and encourage him.
what I
He likes to
appreciate,
talk.
what I appreciate, what I appreciate about Ace is his, what should I, his, I mean, he's a true believer, and he's I think he wants to believe the truth, and and so he's an honest seeker. I think at least as honest as he knows to be, or whatever. He's a
Sincere in his faith.
that's what I mean. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I believe he's sincere, and I would count him a brother in Christ myself. So I don't know.
I make that call. Oh yeah. He's a brother. Even if he denies the deity of our Lord Jesus like a punk ass legalistic schoolboy Jehovah's Witness. Yep. That's right. I gotta pee. I'll be back. If I live. You still there? All right, you struggle with your mute button, and I'll be back in a minute. Welcome to poetry. Most men dream in the dark of night, in the dusty recesses of their mind, only to awaken to fading visions of youthful vanity. But some men, by faith, dream in the bright of day, with their eyes wide open by faith, and see their dreams come to pass. Such men are dangerous men. I did this. Oh, hey, Aaron. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I was just doing a little poetry.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, man, when I left, there was only like 2 viewers. Now there's 4, so you must be doing something right. 5 now. Look at 5. 5 viewers. That's the record.
We're famous. We're famous. We've got lurkers. Yeah.
There's a pin link at the top. Should be pinned for joining if anybody wants to.
If any of you are foolish and courageous enough to come into this place, Ironic welcomes you. Yeah.
I do.
Lurkers. Shy little lurkers.
Hey, will you do me a favor? I wanna turn my AC on, and I want you to tell me how annoying it is or loud, if you don't mind.
I'll give you feedback. Yes.
Okie dokie. What do you think?
Oh, it's terribly annoying and distracting, and you should sit there and suffer. No, it's fine. I can't even hear it.
Oh, good. Well, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It is good.
It's just about 88 in here.
And that's too hot, Aaron.
Yeah, I find 80 degrees, quite comfortable myself in the summertime for my air conditioning level. My most of my family liked it a lot. They'll set it on like 73 or some shit. I'll be like freezing my ass off.
That's because you got no fat. Because
probably is.
You're like a famine child or something. It's like.
No, I'm like a Holocaust prisoner,
survivor or something. Yeah, war orphan or something. Damn. No, I've gained.
I feel good.
Yeah, you'll live longer.
But I do suffer from. I do suffer from the chills. I don't like being cold, and it's like if someone like myself, you don't have much insulation.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this one night. Remember that place in Arizona where I would run up to where my camper was?
I remember.
Towards the end of things there, kind of.
It was at high elevation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. That was the whole point of going up there. You could get about 20 degrees cooler in the summer, But and it was pretty quick. Like it was about an hour ride up there, as I recall, up to this place. We had a cabin that was like another half hour further that I could have stayed at, but I didn't want to mess with that. But anyways, there was just this one. I never felt like I just really felt sick, almost like for no reason. It was the weirdest thing, but I just felt like flu symptoms in a way, or I felt the chills, or and I felt maybe muscle weakness or something. And all I could do is I was so thankful for that this place had their own shower, with a big hot water tank and everything. Because I can remember, like, I grabbed about all the pillows I had.
Yeah, didn't you
And
go and pass out in there and almost die and stuff? You were
no,
sick.
nothing like
You were
that.
sick. You were sick. I
But I did
remember.
spend hours just laying on my wet pillows with the hot water, hitting on me. That, it made it bearable, And man, I'll never forget that night.
Wow, that worried me.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. If I got bit by something or what.
Oh, look, Jill is back. Jill, come in here and school us, as you are wont to do. Tell us about total depravity. No, no, come tell us about irresistible grace. Yes.
I think, look,
If you could suffer it. Yeah.
Jill, my view of God would be that he understands your motives and what you're thinking. So he's probably got a good idea if you're going to hit the button or not, hit the link. Look who we have here.
Victor.
Yeah, come on in, you peeps. We can make this interesting. At the same time, he isn't interesting.
We can talk shit about him. They don't have to be in here.
Well, I don't know.
You don't bad.
Usually I don't talk shit about Victor. I can't think of much.
You don't have. What? Who? I got company. I got to go.
All right.
Thank you,
well,
Aaron.
Thanks.
Thanks
for coming in.
Thank you, Aaron.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll hang out here. Oh, here's Victor. What's up, B? Master Blaster.
Hey, what's up, man?
I'm sorry St. Tommy had to leave.
Oh, he just left?
He just there was like a voice and he called out to someone and said, "Oh, I got company. I gotta leave." It's like, all right. That's unusual.
Yeah, guys, I saw you guys in here. I jump in, but I'm the most boring guy in the world. I don't have anything interesting going, It's just.
I mean, that's what I think. I mean, when I'm just by myself.
Yeah, right. I complain a lot. Went to Walmart today, see the weirdos.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you end up getting it? Did you grocery shopping or?
Yeah, we did some grocery shopping there.
Yeah, I usually, like I have a Piggly Wiggly that's right in the town, like that, 5 minutes or so away, 5, 6, 7 minutes.
Uh-huh.
But they're priced, they're, and it's like this little town, right? It's just a small city town. It's right. It's not close to any metropolitan area really. And then the closest Walmart though is like about 25 minutes, So
yeah,
I'm always thinking about, oh look, if I drive 50 miles, that's like already whatever, it might be $10 worth of gas. All right, so am I gonna? So I gotta calculate, am I gonna save $10 worth? Above that or whatever. It's like,
yep, yeah, same situation. Always got to figure out what.
Or should I just go to Piggly Wiggly?
Spend the extra couple bucks here and there.
Yeah, and just spend $6 for a half a gallon of milk instead of 4.
Yeah, that's how it is around here. We have that. They open a Dollar General, like 5 minutes down the road, less than that. But you get smaller portions. The prices. Sometimes the prices are actually better than Walmart on some things.
what I kind of okay. So what my habit had been though, like from when I moved down here, only because I was like always fucking. I was so worried about not having enough food. So whenever I get my, because limited income or whatever, and
Yep.
so I would.
You there? I don't know if my volume messed up or if you're muted or. Oh, looks like he lost connection.
Sorry, Victor. You there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Lost connection.
Yeah. I keep getting this message that YouTube is, and they hope to have it corrected soon. So I don't know. It seems to be It like I don't know how it could be a YouTube issue, but it's messing with my internet. That would make
That's weird.
sense, would it?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. A YouTube issue. Oh, this is
But you know
overloading
how
something.
on a laptop, like I got the little uh, fan of bars, shows I'm internet connected, and if I lose that, there's a little globe figure.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whenever that just happened, I looked down and I got the globe figure, and then I reset my modem. I think what it might be, I with the sun setting the way it is and how hot it is, I think the sun is. And what I did is I put my modem on this 20-foot thing and attach that to my antenna. So because I'm in a low spot, trying to grab more, signal from AT&T. I think it might be a heat issue. So I don't know.
Could
Maybe
be.
as the sun goes down,
I don't know.
because the sun is setting right now, and I could look out this. I can see the sun shining on my vent here, so I know it could be hitting it, and I'm thinking it probably is.
Oh, like certain ways
It's
reflecting
probably
the
hitting.
signal. Maybe. I don't know. Blending in some weed I got with some tobacco to make it last here. Oh, it froze up. So happens in Tennessee. Wasn't there a group in the 90s called Arrested Development saying a song called Tennessee? Tennessee, Tennessee. I remember the last part. They goes, "You owe me a watermelon." That could have been Mr. Wendell, same group. Oh, I'm alone again. Good.
Yeah.
Yep. What?
Yeah. You go first.
I read, disappeared, left me all alone.
Oh, really?
I don't know how many people are watching or what's going on. chopping down. I think he lost signal. What's up? Yeah, reset his modem last time. So. He had his modem on a tower or a stick or something. He had a bigger stick. My pick go. There it is. I can't play with a pick. Extra one in there. Let's just start here. There it is. Whoops. There we go. Vodka? Yeah. Okay. Fruit punch is got punch on it. I guess got berry something, right?
Island punch.
Yeah, that works.
I'm open Korean.
That one works too, doesn't matter. Probably tastes the same. You know how they do it? You know how they put the same stuff in bottles, give it different labels? Old Jew tricks. You're gonna buy my product, guarantee it, because you like the colors. We don't have to leave here already, because I could have come back. It's still live.
Really?
It's live. I'm talking right now. You hear ya? Tastes like diabetes.
I got sauce on my shirt.
I'm trying to think of a joke of a whorehouse wearing a bib or something, but
Okay. Yarp.
thanks, Junior.
Thank you. Oh, I got a thing for